So recently I had the absolute pleasure of tuning into the VFJams session with none other than Stanley Randolph. And those of you who are familiar with this particular series will know that this is all about drawing some of that inspiration in from some of these top drummers that we all know and love and injecting some of that into our own playing. Now, of course, I tried to be as original as possible with this and take those ideas coming up with my own from that. But there are times where I'm just like, screw that. I want that exact fill, or I want that exact groove. And this was definitely one of those moments. Now, before I go any further, I just want to say a massive shout out to Tim out in Nashville. For anyone that doesn't know Tim, Tim is the man that is behind those transcriptions when you do see them on the videos. Now, I do my own transcriptions out for my own lessons and PDFs, so I know how much work can go into something like that. So respect to you, Tim. Keep doing what you're doing. If you haven't seen Tim's channel or visited his channel yet, I'll drop a link to that in the description below. I'll also drop a link to the particular performance I'm referring to in the description below as well. Now, this particular groove happens at about 5 minutes and 40 seconds into the performance. And it's really cool to do this sometimes because it gets you inside the head of these drummers and you begin to understand somewhat of what they were thinking at that particular time when they were playing and composing those drum parts. And I think a lot of us, when we see those transcription videos, we just kind of watch it for enjoyment, but there's so much to take from something like that. And this is just one example. I do this a lot with those transcriptions. I'll just import that transcription, redo it out in my software, and then I learn from that. And I think that's, you can take one of those bars and you get so many ideas from that. And that's the real beauty of this. So what I'm going to do is just demonstrate this particular groove for you really quick. And then I'll go ahead, break it down a little more, and we'll play it with a metronome nice and slow. So here's how the groove sounds. I absolutely love that groove. And there's also this cool riff going on in the background. Alright, it's freaking awesome. So make sure you go and check it out if you haven't done already. But we're gonna do okay, calm down. What we're gonna do is play this really slow at a nice slow 55 beats per minute. Now let me just explain how I learned this particular groove. So what I done was broke it down into 3 different parts. So I just took the bell pattern, the bass drum and the snare drum pattern first, and I made sure it was comfortable with that in a nice slow tempo. And then I started building that up till I got it at a nice, I've clocked this at around 100 beats per minute, so I made sure I was able to play it at that tempo. Then I brought it right back down, introduced both of the hi-hat lifts and along with the left foot and the left hand, and then the final 2 hi-hats with the left hand, I lastly introduced those in. And then I just brought it all together, and I'd say within about 2-3 hours work non-stop at it, I had it fairly comfortable. Okay, so what I'm going to do is play this a good bit, at a good length for you. I've had some comments from people saying, you probably play the exercises for too long, etc. But I do that strictly for learning purposes, guys, okay? It's to give you the opportunity to play along with me. That's the whole idea of this. It's to really maximize your practice potential. But of course, I always appreciate that feedback. So here it is for you guys, nice and slow at a nice slow 55 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so do take your time with that and be nice and patient, and then begin to work it up through those tempos. And you're aiming for roughly 100 beats per minute and beyond. What I'm going to do is finish up this lesson by playing it at a nice quick tempo and just play you guys out. I really hope you enjoyed this lesson. You took something positive from it, and I'll see you back all here on the channel very soon. Take care.